Oh, nothing much. Welcome, everybody, to the commentary zone at night. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Let us know what you think about the new time. We're going to be doing these nightly shows for the next couple of weeks. In addition to giving us a thumbs up, please don't forget to hit subscribe, the notification bell, and tell a friend. Today we are talking about Sister Wives Season 15, Episode 7, Birthday Breakdown. I couldn't live in this family. They had like 5 or 6 birthdays within the space
Right.
of like 3 weeks.
A week.
Thing.
It seemed like shorter. Like I'm like, what are y'all doing?
I couldn't do it. But I guess they're used to it. But yeah, it was very interesting. Where do we start off? At the beginning of this episode, was Kody like exercising or something?
Yeah, he was doing his crunches and stuff like that. He was working out, pandemic style.
Honestly, I think he's getting back into shape because he's already found someone else to court. Because remember when he went to that other family, he was talking about babies?
Mm-hmm.
And these wives have already shut up shop. I think he wants to swap out a wife and bring in a new one. And
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, he's getting in shape. He wants to reproduce again in the hopes of getting another season of this show.
Do you think he'll color his hair?
No, but he's tightened up his perm.
I will give him credit for that. I will give him credit for that because I'm like, his hair was looking kind of decent. I said kind of. Gotta give him some credit. He's trying. It's a panoramist. You gotta do what you do.
I'm just not gonna comment. Good Friday is coming. All right, so we start off with the first birthday. Brianna, like Robin, does a whole little dinner thing at her house. Of course, her husband is there, truly celebrating, like a normal family, I guess. I don't know. And then Kody goes into like this whole diatribe about how he sees his role that if Robin gets sick, he would have to be there to take care of her and the kids. And then as an afterthought, he says, "Oh, I do that for any wife."
No, you said it right the first time, sir. Your first sentiment was the way you meant it.
And then the other wives jump in. Janelle says she wouldn't allow Kody to come over because basically, what's he going to do? And then something about ICU, whatever. Nobody would miss you if you went to the hospital, Janelle. I'm just breaking that news to you right now. Christine laughs and says, no, he couldn't come over here. Point well taken. Meri said, basically, nobody cares about her. If they did remember her, there would be bones in the back of the yard because the buzzers would have picked her alive before they would ever think to come over there, call, or like send a carrier pigeon or something like that. And then Robin's like, but how could I keep him away? Oh my God, I hate her.
I don't hate her. It's just she lacks self-awareness of the situation. That's the problem. But yes, Meri, you're fending for yourself. Let's just be honest. You're crying. If something happened to her, she had to call 911 for herself, or drive herself to the emergency. Janelle, you just gonna be in the house. Christine will figure it out on her own. And Robin was like, well, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. Quit playing.
Oh my God. Yanni, this is what I was saying. A Zoom birthday, didn't we say that last week?
Yeah.
I swear, they make things 10 times, no, I shouldn't say they. Kody makes things 10 times more difficult than they should be. And this is why I don't feel sorry for him. I don't feel sorry for him at all. Good Lord. Hi, everybody.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome.
Oh, and thank you so much for joining us for that little pop-up live that we did earlier in the afternoon. We really appreciate it. We
Yeah, it was.
didn't sit on that news.
Yeah, it was just. It came like we saw what we saw, and it was like okay, didn't know what it was. Then the article came. I was like, okay, now we can go. Now we can see everything. Let's go. So thank
Yeah,
you for
just
like accommodating us with that.
yeah, we just needed somebody else to blame it on.
Pretty much, like print, print blame is the way to go.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're over at Meri's house, and she's getting ready to do the big switch with Audrey and Mariah. They're gonna go over to the bed and breakfast, and they're gonna switch places with Meri's mom. And just so you guys know, I'm sure that you've already heard this in our lives before, but Meri's mom passed this past weekend. So condolences to Meri and her family, minus Kody, on the passing of her mom. But so yeah, Mariah and Audrey head off first, and then I guess grandma teaches them how to do
Hmm.
the running of the inn. And then Meri comes, brings supplies, and picks up grandma and takes her back home. How long was this ride that they were doing?
I think she said 5 hours, if I recall correctly.
Oof.
I remember she said it's gonna be like a 5 hour drive, and we're gonna have to stop at least once.
Wait, you see what Black Lavender writing?
Yeah, I saw that.
She looked like she was getting ready for jail, though. Good for her.
Hold on a second. So real quick,
Hmm.
Kody gaslights all of them. I mean,
Yes.
he tries. He tries. I mean, I don't think
Yeah.
they're falling for it, but he tries.
And that's
And
a
then
good question. Why didn't Christine and her girls go and visit Robin's daughter for her birthday? She went to two places for birthdays, right?
that's what I recall. Like, if we're wrong, please let us know.
Or maybe Robin didn't invite her.
That
Maybe she,
could be it.
I don't know.
But
I
Christine don't like Robin no way, so let's just call a thing on that one.
Oof.
Let's just
Oh
let's
my
just let's just put
God.
just put it out there for the people. Like Christine don't like Robin. She can't stand Robin. So any excuse she could use not to go to Robin's house, she's gonna do like she's like what she'd be the type of person like what I would come over but I got these like hemorrhoids and I just can't make it. She's that type of person. She's that type of person. Or like I got this really bad like left pinky toe hangnail. It's too painful to put on some socks. I can't do it. She's that type of person.
Wait, Christine did go to Robin's house, because remember Truly had the meltdown because she couldn't go and play with Solomon and Ariella or whoever the other little girl is.
But was it
Remember?
the party was it the party or was it for something else?
No, she went and dropped off presents. First, she did the drive-by by Janelle's house, and then she did the drive-by to Robin's house. I don't think she went on the actual birthday. I think
Right.
she consolidated and did drive-bys to both houses
Okay, that's what it was.
to minimize being outside. So, although she didn't go to the dinner, she did the drive-by because I remember that's where Truly had her little
Was it the thing?
meltdown.
Was it the scene where they were singing outside somebody's house?
I think so, but remember the little girl that was at the house, she threw the stuffed animal at her at Truly and said he wants to be with you or something. It was a really cute little childish display. But quite honestly, Truly's too old to be playing with them little young kids. Like I know she's lonely, but I don't know. It's it's the panorama. You could go play with whoever you want. I don't know. I don't care. But yeah, she did go. And Robin's youngest girl gave Truly the stuffed animal to play with. Okay. All right. So yeah, they've got this plan. They're doing the big switch off. This is Meri. Sorry, we're jumping all over the place. What do you think of this idea?
Yeah, I like it because the grandmother should not be at the end trying to help people. It's too risky.
Mhm.
She needs to
Mhm.
be in a like controlled environment, and I think that was a very good solution.
Yeah. And if she could get a few weeks off, that's good for her. You know,
Exactly. And the girls are super capable. So
I think
I
they
think
were
what
just bored at Mary's house.
Mary ain't got no alcohol. She ain't got no like video games. Like she don't have a woman cave. She ain't got nothing like that.
You know what
I'll be
it
bored
is?
too.
They probably don't want to, bump and grind with Mary down the hallway.
Yeah, because Mary the type of mom who will walk in like, do you need fresh towels? They're like, oh, I shouldn't have seen that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I think she would have fell out.
Whose little dog is that? Is that Mary's dog or is that
That's
one of the
Mary's
girls?
dog. That's Mary's. I think that's Mary's dog. The way the dog is reacting. But I was just okay. Why did the dog get more play than Mary? I mean, I'm just saying. Like that dog got more rubbing and feeling than Mary's gotten in the last 5 years. Let's talk about it.
Mm. And then the dog peeing when he
Right.
comes up, and he's calling himself an alpha dog. No, you scaring the dog. It has
Right.
anxiety. That's why it's squirting. Oh my God. All right. So next we go over to Christine's house. Oh, yeah. This is where she's packing up her kids. They go over to Janelle's house to celebrate, well, to take gifts to Garrison. And they stay outside the house. She wiped down the gifts when she got them. She wiped them down before she took them over to the house, and left them on the porch, the front porch, like the local Amazon delivery person. And they stayed outside, and Janelle and her brood came out to accept the gifts. Yeah.
It was lightweight cute, but moving on.
Yeah. Let's see. Why is Kody not there for Garrison's B-Day?
Now Garrison is Janelle's son, right?
Oh yeah, she banned him from the house, but he could have went and stood outside.
Cody don't do like that. Cody wants to be involved.
Okay. Let's see.
This is interesting. People be honest. Meri cheated on Cody and he can't forgive. She can paint any way she wants. She opened herself to a relationship that backfired her. Cody cheating is cheating.
Yeah, she did mental cheating. She did.
Mm.
And I believed her when she said if she could have left, she would have. If that man was real, she would have packed up and left.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think if given the opportunity of finding like a decent partner, all these women would leave. Well, except Robin.
Mm-mm. Robin ain't going nowhere.
Um,
Robin is queen and she's gonna stay there.
okay, so we see these little small excerpts like, Meri doesn't like what COVID is doing to the family because now it's isolation. Girl, you've been in isolation from like 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Don't blame the panorama on your prison sentence.
Right.
Janelle says that she's worried that the ladies aren't interested in plural marriage anymore.
Who said this?
Janelle.
I'm gonna need Janelle to sit down. Just a smidge. It's not that the women are not interested in plural marriage. They're not interested in plural marriage with Cody. I'm going to need her to start using that phrase. These women are not interested in plural marriage with Cody. They are tired of Cody. It's not the plural marriage. Quit blaming everything on plural marriage. It's about the leadership.
Oh my God. We find out that Meri hasn't told Kody anything about the switcheroo with the girls and grandma.
She
I
knows she's gonna
started
mess it up.
liking Meri at this part. I started liking Meri. What'd you think about that little boy? That's their family that was talking about Audrey and Mariah, saying it's strange.
He was too funny.
Ah.
Kids just don't lie.
Oh my God. Okay, so Then we see Christine chiming in, like piggybacking on Janelle, and she says that the only time that they talk to each other is when they have to.
Right.
Duh.
Exactly. Real quick. Also, I don't get it. Very few plural families actually live in one house. That's my thing. I just assume plural marriage meant like you have multiple wives, but I just assume you each own the house within like the same neighborhood or like next to each other. The whole one house thing was just not gonna work. I mean, really, 5 adults and
Well,
300 kids?
is that because they made it illegal and that's why they separated the houses? Did they, like, back before when it was okay, did they all live in one big house? I don't get
No,
it.
I don't think so. Because I've seen some like other shows about plural marriages, and I think so like a documentary here and there, and it seemed like they all lived the way it presented itself. I'll put it this way: they all lived in a general area. It was
Mm,
like a general area, and that's just how it worked. But this whole one
okay.
house, could you imagine how big that house would have to be?
Well, you saw the monstrosity that Kody wanted to build.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That house would have to be like, I
Can you
mean,
imagine heating and cooling that place in the middle of the desert in
you would
Arizona?
literally like the house. Think of it this way: for me, for it to work, that house would need to be about um 4 times the size of Shah Chalet, basically.
Rest in peace, Shashalay. Let's see. Janelle says that she watches TV, but she's bad at calling the others. Why is she bad at calling the others?
Cause she don't like them.
Oh my god.
I'd be bad too if I don't like you. I'm just saying.
Okay, so this is where Christine takes her girls over to Robin's house to celebrate the other birthday. And Truly has her little meltdown. Truly's smart. She's like, we carry the same DNA. None of us are sick. Why can't I go and play?
Mhm. She just wants to see her family, and I get it.
But she got sisters at home. Go see them.
But she sees them all the time though. There's a difference.
That, so just play dress up. Um
No, not dress up.
okay. Next we see Kody in a manic state driving over. Do you notice that every time it's focused on him by himself, he always seems like agitated? Or maybe it's just because he's going over to Meri's house.
I think it's just because he's going on to Mary's house. It's just like for him, I think going to see Mary is like a chore, like seeing like that sister you really don't like, but you gotta go just because they family.
Oh Jesus.
Because you know he don't never take no gifts either. I
And he
mean,
never stays.
mm-mm.
So he's driving over there and he's real excited to see Mariah and Audrey. And he has the interaction with the dog. He gets excited because at least he can make one person in the family squirt. They sit down in her front driveway. He's showing off the tripod stick that his favorite wife Robin got him, and making fun
Mm-mm.
of Meri because she has to hold her phone. But Mary's got something up her sleeve because he's like, "Where are the girls?" And she's like, "5 hours away, bitch. You too late. They left days ago. Why didn't you call me?"
Right. Back to this real quick. Yes, Gina, we agree. The Vegas housing was the perfect setup, and Cody's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
was like when I saw the picture of the setup, and they had the whole cul-de-sac to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kody and Robin could have moved to to Flagstaff, and y'all just make sure you send me my TLC check.
Mm-mm-mm.
Hey FM, what's going on?
Hi. It is a dumpster of a TV show.
It really is, but it's so entertaining. Clearly, he's been talking to them for over 2 weeks. They don't matter to him. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with
Mm-hmm.
that.
But
How
this
you
was
know
the best part of the episode, though.
it was? But how are you going to get mad at Meri for the
Mm-hmm.
girls not being there when you don't communicate? She has to reach
Because
for
I
everything.
think I think he expects these women to like communicate to him so that then he can then dictate back to them.
Right. Oh,
But
yeah, the catfish incident.
mm-hmm. So she's there smirking, and the producers see it and ask her in a confessional, "You were having fun," and
Hmm.
she denies it. But yeah, she was because she started cackling in the confessional, and I don't blame her. Like she gets so few opportunities to stick it to anybody at this point. I was here for it.
I
I
mean,
loved it.
here's my thing with Meri. Meri, quite contrary. Ma'am, get it together. You need to start doing things for yourself. Um, if he don't want to speak to you, that's fine. Just call him when needed and keep it moving. So I'm sorry. Here's my thing with Meri.
Mm-hmm.
And people in the back, forgive me for saying this, but I think it needs to be said. You live a good deal away, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
He don't call.
Mm-hmm.
He don't come by. You could have yourself a whole nice little like drive by friends with benefits that he would never know.
Well, the house is
Do
big enough.
do for yourself. And then when you need him to come by, you know he's not gonna do a pop up because he don't
Mm-hmm.
care about you.
Mm-hmm.
So what you do is you get you a nice little like side chiclet, side chicken nugget, whatever you want to call them, and
Mm-hmm.
be happy. Don't be sitting around here whining and crying. Well, he don't call me. He don't check on me.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't care. Well, ma'am, you've known this for 5 years. What's wrong with you?
Mm-hmm.
Don't act like this is some new revelation in 2021. He's been
Mm-hmm.
treating you like dirt for the last 5 or 6 years, ever since the catfishing event. So I'm gonna give you some grace, but I'm not gonna give you enough grace to where I'm not going to acknowledge that he's been consistent in his behavior towards you.
Mm-hmm. Child. Look, and I noticed somebody said when he broke the social distancing code rules
Mm-hmm.
when Robin called. I have an issue with Robin calling. Here's the thing. Her call was not an emergency.
No,
She had to have known that he was going over there to be with
exactly.
Meri and her daughter, right? So you had to interject in that visit. Why?
So isn't it
Why?
interesting? Now that you bring it up, isn't it interesting that Robin is being messy after she was the one trying to broker peace
Mm-hmm.
with Meri and Kody at the picnic table
Mm-hmm.
by in the woods in the trees.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But you have to know that he's going to see Meri because I'm sure he goes over his whole itinerary with you every day. So
Here's
you
the
knew.
thing. She jealous. She knows if he was going to see Meri by himself, I don't think it would have been that much of an issue. But he was going to see his daughter that he had with Meri, the one and only child he had with Meri. And if anybody could pull the two of them back together, I'm sure it would be Mariah, right? So
Hmm.
that's why she had to interfere and let her presence be known to remind him who his real wife is. Because her call, what was her call for? Does
Nothing.
anybody know?
Nothing.
Exactly. But he wanted to shut down filming because Robin was calling. If Janelle or Christine were calling, you wouldn't do that. If
No.
Meri was calling, I'm sure her number is blocked. Like, come on now.
It's either blocked or it's set up to go. Okay. Okay. Meri's number either blocked. It's set to go straight to voicemail,
Mm.
or the ringtone is a Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, Jesus.
Those are the three possibilities. I'm just saying.
I just thought it was very telling.
Yes.
It was very telling on both Kody and Robin part. And that's why her Meri not telling Kody nothing about what she was doing between grandma and the kids. Good.
Hmm. You didn't say anything. You didn't
He
call. You
couldn't.
didn't check
He
in.
was sitting there simmering like a pot cover on medium high. Yes, he was. He was doing everything to control his temper.
Yeah. And I'm just not sure how you still mad about something that happened 5 years ago. I'm sorry, but
Oh,
go ahead.
no. Go ahead. Finish that thought because you brought up something else for me.
Because I'm not gonna sit there and hold a grudge against someone who I don't care for.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not doing it. I'm like,
And
you sitting over here miserable.
And that's why his final statement was a total lie. He said that he let go of his anger from the catfish incident and feels more friendly with Meri, but that doesn't mean he has any romantic inclinations towards her. That was all bullshit. All bullshit.
Yeah.
He hasn't let go his anger
Nope.
because in this relationship, he can cheat on his wife, Meri, with 3 other wives, the fools. And but if she goes and sniffs at somebody else, blasphemous. Give me a break. Give me a break. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Right.
And if he did let go of his anger, he still wouldn't be talking about it like this. And he wouldn't be icing her out in the middle of nowhere.
Let's see. Not a lie. He let her go. That's what he meant. I have a question for you. Do you think not Meri, do you think Robin is jealous of Meri because Meri was the first woman he married? And she
Yeah,
could never
because
have that. She could never have that.
because although she is legally married to him, she will never be first wife. Never. And that's what she want
Okay.
to be. She want to be first wife. Because you see how she's trying to broker peace with Meri and Kody and trying to fix things with Christine. I don't know. She can't figure out what to do with Janelle yet. But yeah, she wants to be a first wife. And one, she'll never be a first wife because
No.
whether you divorce Meri 1900 times, she still got that first wife title. And secondly, I don't think she knows how to be a first wife because none of these women respect you. They think you're the
Zero.
problem.
Right. And you went boohoo and both nods. I'm like, I just think you all hate me. I'm like, they don't hate you. They just
Yes, they
don't
do.
really. They don't. I don't think it's hate. I'm like, they just don't like you. I mean, that's okay.
They
Like,
all look at her and go, "Why are you here? Why don't you just take Kody and go?"
right. I think if Robin and Kody ran off together, they'd be like, cool, we free. Now we better find somebody um to like be happy. They don't. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I think they just don't like you. I mean, and that's her problem. And to me, I'm not sure if you see it the same way, but to me, that's her chief problem. I always feel that she jumps into situations that don't concern her because she wants to be the peacemaker, the fixer, and so she can
Mm-hmm.
say like, you know what, this is what I did for the family. This is what I'm trying
Mm-hmm.
to do. I'm trying to bring the family together.
Mm-hmm.
Ma'am, sit down.
Yeah, nobody wants that.
No,
None of
what
these
they're
women want that.
what they're trying to do is the other three are trying. They're like, look, we got a plan. This is what we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna do. We got this, but we can't get rid of Robin. Like we can't get rid of Robin. If Robin wasn't here, we'd be good. But with Robin there, you
Oh,
can't do nothing.
yeah. Look at what Yanni said. Remember, she said something about how you can trust a sisters in law that's trying to undermine your relationship. Yeah.
Right.
Was she the one who undermined all of these relationships?
Exactly. Under the guise
Mm-hmm.
of I'm just trying to bring us together.
No, she ain't.
No, and I think that's another part of the reason that other ladies don't like her, the other wives I should don't like her, because they can see what you're trying to do. Because if you really notice, and we're gonna call a thing. Christine shuts Robin down pretty much every time unless she needs to talk.
Mm-hmm.
If you like when they have conversations, if Robin's trying to initiate a conversation with Christine, she's like, yeah, I'm not here for it. What you want? But if
Mm-hmm.
Christine needs to like unload, and Robin's there, she's like, cool. I'm just gonna talk. You gonna listen to me, and I'm gonna send you home.
That's
And
very
Janelle,
true.
And Janelle, she all over the place. I think she wants to break away, but don't know how. I think
No,
that's
she
her.
doesn't. Because let me tell you,
Mm-hmm.
Kody has poisoned Janelle into low self-esteem, low
Mm-hmm.
self-worth, low self-love, and basically has her that this thinking that this is the only place that she will be accepted, that no other man want her. Why do you
Mm-hmm.
think she can't lose that weight successfully? Mm-hmm.
Right. Right. He's got her by her self esteem. So he knows
Mm-hmm.
he's all, I know she ain't going nowhere. He's all,
Yep.
Robin's my legal wife, so she ain't going nowhere. He's like this. I can't get rid of Meri. Like she just won't go nowhere. So I'm stuck with that. And Christine's determined to forge her own independence.
Yep.
That's the
Christine,
way I see
like,
this lady.
I don't think he realizes, like, I don't think he's realized the evolution of Christine. I think he first got a clue when she shot down the house proposal, the
Hmm.
one house thing. I think he got like a first inkling of that, but then other things got in the way, so he hasn't quite figured out how to sort out Christine. And I think
Hmm.
she's very good at palming him off to other houses.
Whenever she gets mad at him, she's very good at doing that.
No, I agree with you, Janelle. Yanni, Janelle is smart, independent, and intelligent. Like, she was the most capable one of all of these wives in the beginning. But now I think like Kody's a master con artist, in my opinion. And I think he's a perpetual earworm in these ladies' ears and in their brains, just speaking their greatest insecurities on loop all the time.
Mhm. I think with me, I think with Janelle, I think if she took more of a cue from Christine, she would be happier because she keeps trying to make Kody and the other wives work. She's
Mhm.
but it's to her own detriment because she's so wrapped up into that she's not doing things for herself. Where Christine has taken the road of like, look, I won't do for me now,
Mhm.
and that's what Janelle needs. She needs to take the road of I'm going to do for me now, and it's about me and my
Mhm.
kids and my grandkids.
Mhm. That's right, Yanni. Janelle, back in the day, she went out and worked. She made all of the money. She took care of the family's finances. She paid the bills. Like, she did all of like the financial stuff for the family, plus work outside the home. And Christine, like I said, when they moved to Vegas, she didn't even know what a utility bill was. She didn't know that bills had to get paid because she was so focused on taking care of everybody's kids. She was the basement wife. And now look at her. She got herself a job. I think she's a realtor or something like that in downtown Phoenix. She's got her house. She bought out Kody's share in it. So she owns her house on her own. She's got credit, which I don't think we could say for Kody. Like, she has, like I keep saying this over and over again. Christine is the one that has evolved the most, and Janelle has regressed. She really has.
Do you think that? Let me read Yanni's point first. Janelle doesn't want out just because she doesn't want another husband. Do we think that Janelle has gotten too comfortable in her role? Like, even though she's unhappy, you can be unhappy but be
Mhm.
comfortable because it's what you know, it's familiar. Do we think that she's just been in it too long to where she doesn't really want to go out, and that's why she's trying to make this work so hard?
I think that she's so tied up in what she feels plural marriage is, and trying to achieve that goal. Um, and also I really do feel like in her head she doesn't think that there's anything better for her out there, that
Mm,
anybody else would want her but Kody. And does he really want her? I don't think so.
mm-mm. I just don't see it. And
Because
I hate to say it.
and when and here's why I don't think he wants her, because when she was banning him from the house, he wasn't complaining about not seeing her. He was complaining about lack of access to his kids.
Right.
And that was irritating. Because you ain't sleeping with the kids, you sleeping with Janelle.
Mm-hmm. That's just a shame.
At his own intention, Robin came along and she was dropped, and yeah. Once she busted out of that basement, there was no stopping Christine. Before Kody. Before Kody, when was the last time they went on a date? Who, Yanni? Which wife? You talking about Janelle before Kody? Okay. Yeah, where was Kody for Garrison's birthday? Why couldn't he show up? Before the panorama. When was the last time they went on a date? I don't think we've seen them go on dates, individual dates, since Vegas. Because remember, we used to see them, him and individual wives go and celebrate anniversaries, go out on date night, all of that jazz when they were in Vegas. And now they just miserable in Flagstaff.
But see, in Vegas, you could do that because the living is cheaper, and they're making more money.
But you could date at home. You could feed the kids early, send them off upstairs, and then you could do a little, cheap little dinner at home. I know, but if you on a budget.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like when you're in Vegas, you can go out and do all that stuff because the cost of living is so much cheaper. But when you go to Flagstaff, more expensive, and you have to go through financial issues, and you're making less money. It's kind of difficult. I mean, but I'm just saying, Christine can go in there, or Janelle can go in there and put in there a Stouffer's lasagna or something real quick, heat up, get up some boxed wine, and you're okay. I understand. Date night on the budget, I got you.
And that's true. The last year in Vegas, none of that happened, and I think that's because Robin was planting the seed of moving to Flagstaff. That's why. That's why, right?
That's a very good point.
Because they used to celebrate anniversaries by going away together. I remember when he had a big anniversary with Meri, and then there was another anniversary with Christine. But he doesn't in the preview for next week, he's saying how Meri's supposed to court him. When did that come up? Because I've only ever seen Kody courting anyone. He just needs to stop. I want Meri to find a man. You think she could find somebody out in Arizona?
If she goes out, yeah. And he would never know because he don't call her. Buy Mickey D's cheap. Take your wife out.
Yeah, dollar menu. Go to the drive-through, make out between placing the order and picking it up at the window.
He would only do that.
No, I wish he would come out and say that he doesn't want her.
Right, that's the main issue.
Yeah. Be honest. Don't leave that woman sitting there in limbo. Either cut her loose and let her find some sort of happiness for the rest of her life, or be the husband that you signed up to be. You got 4 wives. Service all 4 of your wives. I just think it's unfair to Meri. She is annoying.
Oh yeah, she is. Yeah.
But if I think if she got some like penetration on a regular basis, it might smooth her out a little bit.
But I mean, my thing is this: annoying people deserve love too.
Look, I remember a time when I really did like Meri. I do. She seemed cool. But there has to be a reason why Meri was seeking some sort of emotional connection online with somebody else. And I think Kody needs to own up to why one of his wives started looking elsewhere. If you so much of a machismo man, you should be having all of your fillies in order. It's two people. Well, it's more than two people in this relationship, but you know what I mean. Between a man and a woman, you know, it's not just the woman that needs to be catering and pandering to the man all the time. The man got to do something too. I think he's just pissed that she went and found somebody else and he didn't know about it, and she was doing it for a long time, and it made him look like an idiot on TV, and I'm here for it.
So mean.
I know. I just don't like him.
Yeah, and I just want them to do. I want all the ladies to do better. To be completely honest, because there's no reason why y'all should be sitting up there all unhappy together. That makes no sense.
Hey, nursing nerd. Yeah, she was selfish, but she was first wife, so we gave it to her.
Right, we're gonna give you some grace with as first wife, but I'm gonna need you to do better.
Oh, Kody can't even see his hairline leaving. He didn't see Meri. That's true, but that's because he was preoccupied with Robin. Remember, he was like balls deep into Robin back then, so he wasn't paying attention to any of the other ladies. Okay. You think she brought Robin so that she could get out, distract him while she... good thought. Good thought. Okay, so anything else about this episode? I think we found a whole lot more than what was actually there. This was a stupid episode for me. Except for Meri, switching out grandma for the girls.
That's sad when that's the highlight of the show, but it was.
Yeah. Hopefully next week, if he goes back by Meri's house, that dog will totally piss on him and not just the pavement.
That would be hilarious.
I
think we're good. I think we're good because, like I said, we found more in this episode than it really was. Because basically, what it was is them arguing about the whole like
birthday.
how we social distance. I'm like, it's easy. You stay home. Pretty simple.
Yep, it's very simple. And you know what? Everybody else got it. Not sure why you guys couldn't get it. But anywho, this was Sister Wife season 15, episode 7, birthday breakdown. Let us know what you thought about this crummy episode. Leave us a comment below. We do read them and we do respond. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and most importantly, tell a friend. Have more people come into the conversation, like our pals, Nurse and Nerd. So we will see you soon. Yes, Jamal?
Tomorrow, same time.
Yep. So until next time.